He likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable. And despite him not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most.
Canelo Alvarez, and that's just being honest. And I think what he has done in his career, he's proven everything.
Today, we have some explosive news rocking the boxing world.
Well, I think Canelo, he likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable. And despite him not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most. And maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him. Maybe he can counterpunch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable at that. But I'm fascinated to see if Crawford has the power to get the respect of Canelo Alvarez, because when you don't, it's a long night. It's not nice. Like Crawford did well against Madrimov, and he won that fight for me quite clearly. But Madrimov was countering him. If you can counter the counter-puncher, you can give them a lot of problems when they're not used to that. And Canelo can counter people really well. And as great as Terence Crawford is, we've never seen him in there with someone with the power of Canelo Alvarez. This is a different world of power. And look, maybe Canelo doesn't throw as many shots as he used to, and maybe Crawford might look at that and go, you know what, I'm going to try and outpoint this guy, not get into a war with him, but just show my boxing, genius, and outpoint him and outland him. That's possible. It is. This is why this is such a fascinating matchup, man. We've been treated to some amazing fights. Usyk Fury, for example, this is another one of those mega fights on Riyadh.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Bud Crawford are set for a showdown that could redefine boxing history. The fight is officially on. Canelo versus Crawford is confirmed. But that's not all.
Just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy.
Stage in boxing, no one's surprised that a fight like that's getting made. And I know you've gone out and said you do respect Jake Paul for getting in there. Canelo's a totally different beast to, definitely out of his prime Mike Tyson. Just talk about how much respect you would have for Jake for taking that fight.
Only respect because of the money. I mean, he's not doing it for free. He's not doing it because he wants to prove himself as a great fighter. He's doing it for 100 mil as well, or whatever he's getting.
It's a very, very scary man.
It's dangerous, and he's going to get spanked.
How many rounds?
However many Canelo wants it to be. I mean, the only thing is, Jake's going to be a lot heavier and bigger. But listen, no disrespect to Jake's ability as a fighter. He's fighting Canelo Alvarez, who is one of the top fighters in the world. So, he's going to get spanked, but he's going to make a lot of money whilst receiving this.
This fight comes with plenty of drama, cancellations, heated exchanges, and even rumors of Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Canelo.
The excuse is why he don't want to take a fight with me. If it's all about business, then you doing good business. If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want $200 million for Benavidez, and he want $150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, he got that in the back of his head. This guy, for one, he's tough. For two, he's a boxer. He moves, he can punch, he can do it all. I can't slip up and lose to this little guy. Then what will my fans think of me? What will my Mexican people think of me?
In this video, we're breaking down the latest developments, analyzing what this fight means for both fighters' legacies, and why it could be the biggest showdown of 2025. Let's dive in. Crawford has been calling out Canelo for months, and it's clear he's not just chasing a payday. He wants to prove he's the best. His confidence is through the roof, saying, "I'm a threat to him and his legacy. If I were easy work, he'd take the money and make the fight, but he knows I'm a real challenge."
Nothing really. I mean, it was all very sudden, wasn't it? Is it in relation to the Jake Paul fight? I don't know. I mean, look, Canelo, I say all that. Canelo don't care, right? Give him the money, and he's going to fight. He doesn't really have, and this isn't a negative towards him, because he makes it clear he has no loyalty to anyone, right? None to me, none to PBC, none to Turki Al Sheikh. Pay me the money, I will fight whoever you want me to fight. That's basically it. So I guess the talk was a Crawford fight. Now it looks like the Jake Paul fight is done, by all accounts. So does that make the Crawford fight less appealing? Because he's kind of moving into that world now. And I don't blame him, because he's going to make an absolute fortune to punch Jake Paul. And I don't mind the fight, I've got to be honest with you. Like, I've given Jake stick over the years because he's done some things that I didn't like, and I'm just being honest. But you have to respect him for taking the Canelo fight. He's doing that because there's a huge amount of money on the table, but I don't mind seeing it. So yeah, I don't know I've no idea whether it's in relation to that or whatever. I've not had one conversation about it, but certainly, you know, Canelo moving into that world, if you like, changes things perhaps in terms of...
Crawford's unmatched speed, ring IQ, and unpredictability could be the perfect counter to Canelo's aggressive, power-driven style. But the real question is, does Crawford have the power to make Canelo respect him? There's no doubt Canelo is dangerous, with devastating power, elite counterpunching, and relentless pressure. However, Crawford's ability to move, time his shots, and control the pace could expose Canelo's vulnerabilities.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford. Against Madridov, people are going to say, oh, he had some hiccups. Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Madrimov was a little difficult to eat, he's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is, but who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
The real test for Crawford will be whether he can withstand Canelo's knockout power. We've never seen Crawford go up against someone with Canelo's sheer strength. If he can't hurt Canelo or at least earn his respect with his punches, it could be a very long night for him.
If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want $200 million for Benavidez, and he want $150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him.
Now, let's talk about the drama. There were rumors of a potential fight between Canelo and Jake Paul. At first, it seemed like it might actually happen, until talks fell apart, leading Jake to call Canelo a duck.
And Terence Crawford, who should be a big star, but the reality is isn't. He's just an unbelievable fighter. So, listen, everything can change overnight, as you saw.
Yeah,
so don't rule out Canelo Crawford, but as I'm hearing, Canelo Jake Paul is done. And okay. I get it. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Mad old game. Eddie, always a pleasure, mate. Really appreciate the time.
Listen, buck up your ideas.
The business side of boxing is what really complicates things. Canelo is more than just a fighter. He's a businessman. Eddie Hearn even pointed out that Canelo isn't chasing legacy anymore. He's chasing the paycheck. With a $100 million offer for a fight against Jake Paul, it was a tempting deal. However, Canelo's team ultimately decided to prioritize the Crawford fight, and that's when the deal was officially confirmed.
YouTube influencer versus pound-for-pound great being the hang-up in the fight, being the one that stops the momentum. Because it's not happening. There is no world.
Okay, then let me ask you this.
May I be struck by lightning right now if this is possible?
Wow,
a lightning bet from...
If this happens,
right.
There's just no way. There is no way.
Wait. If what happens? If the fight happens, or if the upset of the century happens?
If Jake Paul derails Terence Crawford versus Canelo by beating Canelo,
then you book Jake Paul
chance.
Versus Terence Crawford.
Zero.
Okay, let me ask you this. If that fight ends up being close,
yes,
a lot of people are going to watch that fight, right? A lot,
because I think a lot of people are going to want to see Jake Paul lose, and
100%. Canelo's going to do this. Canelo would do this, and we're just talking.
Let's backtrack to your first question, which is interest. I'm very interested because, as I've long said, I'm on this corner. I only care about Jake Paul in spectacles. It would be an absolute spectacle to see a pound for pound. First, he did Mike Tyson, which, and I'm not going all the way back, but I'm saying in his most recent outing, Mike Tyson, an all-time legend, a pop culture icon, versus Jake Paul is a spectacle. Now you're going the opposite direction to nearly in his prime. We'll say maybe like he's on the back nine, but he's still close to his prime. He's still a top 5 pound for pound on pretty much anybody's list fighter. Going against Jake Paul, I'm in for the spectacle. I'm in. I don't think Jake Paul has a chance in hell, but I'm in for the spectacle.
And how long has he been beating the drum on this? He's been saying he's going to do this forever.
That he's going to fight Canelo.
Let's see what happens.
Like credit to him.
The fight is set for September, and this time, it's about more than just money. It's about legacy. For Crawford, defeating Canelo would cement his place among the sport's all-time greats. On the other hand, Canelo is aiming to continue his reign against a younger, faster opponent. But he's shown vulnerability before, like in his fight against Floyd Mayweather. The question is, can Crawford expose those same weaknesses?
We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to rest and talk with my team. And like I say, everybody asking for everything. But, and I always did. I always fight with everybody. You asking, so. But right now, I'm in the position I can ask him to. So I'm in the position I can ask him to, and I can do whatever I want, and we'll see what happens next.
This is a high-risk, high-reward fight for both fighters. Even with all the excitement around Canelo versus Crawford, Jake Paul continues to make waves in boxing, drawing in a new audience. Love him or hate him, Jake knows how to get people talking. His fight with Canelo may not be happening, but one thing is clear: his influence is reshaping the business side of boxing.
How confident are you, David, that you will fight the winner of Better Be a Bivol?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. To be honest, the only thing that I'm thinking about is that if Bivol wins this fight, like what they would have to do a rubber match. You know what I mean? And like I'm just like thinking, who am I to say that they can't fight another fight because they've fought 2 great fights. So that's basically the only thing I'm thinking of right now. But I would, if that's something like that would happen, I think I wouldn't fight until they get that done with, and then I would move into that fight after they have a trilogy. So that's really the only thing I'm thinking right now.
But that would be a long break for you. Like, let's say conceivably they fight again October. Who knows?
Will Jake Paul become a part of Canelo's legacy? Only time will tell. Now, the big question: who takes this blockbuster showdown? Will Canelo's power and experience at 168 be too much for the smaller but highly skilled Crawford? Or will Crawford's technical brilliance have Canelo second-guessing his every move?
Maybe someone's reacted to that news, I don't know, or maybe it just fell through. No. But it sounds to me that the move to fight Jake Paul has just maybe derailed the other fight. But I don't blame Canelo Alvarez, because financially, the bigger fight is Canelo-Jake Paul. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because in that fight, you got 2 big stars. Yeah. In the other fight, you got 2 great fighters and 1 big star.
Drop your predictions in the comments. Canelo or Crawford? And how do you think this fight will shake up the boxing world? Thanks for tuning in, fight fans. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll be back with more breakdowns and the latest boxing news. Until next time, keep your guard up and your fists ready.